So another point I want to play is that different parenting styles have different impacts on kids. Can we actually play another video?
Yeah.
In theory, there are only 4 styles of parenting. Authoritarian parents are controlling and demand obedience without considering the child's point of view. Permissive parents are loving but don't exert any control. There are no rules. Authoritative parents are firm but loving. They encourage independence within limits. Neglecting parents are uninvolved and often uninterested in their own child. Recently, a 5th style was proposed, but we will come back to that later. The styles range from controlling and demanding to complete freedom, and from cold and unresponsive to loving and receptive. Each authoritative, permissive, authoritarian, and neglectful parents have their place. To understand what it means to grow up with parents from each end of the spectrum, we can imagine the lives of 4 children. Sarah's parents are authoritarian. They love their girl, but they believe that strict rules are important to make Sarah become well-behaved and fit into society. If Sarah cries, she's told to stop. If she talks back, she is sent to the corner for time out. If she forgets to take care of her chores around the house, she is not allowed to play with her toys. Sarah learns that suppressing her emotions and following her duties is the way to get through the day. To get the love of her parents and to avoid making them upset, she becomes obedient. However, because Sarah was never allowed to decide for herself or follow her intrinsic interests, as an adult, she doesn't know what she really wants. She begins living a life that seems perfect to her parents and society, but might leave her unhappy on the inside. Permissive parents, like those of Peter, enjoy their little boy so much that they believe they should fulfill all his wishes, give him full freedom, and never say no. Peter enjoys full control over his parents and gets whatever he wants. If he doesn't want to walk, he'll be carried. If he wants ice cream he gets. If he wants to play games, he'll be playing them all night. Peter grows up completely without borders and does whatever he thinks is right. He never coped with conflict, and he did not learn to control his emotions. The fact that he always got what he wanted made him a bad loser. As he grows older, he often acts inconsiderate and doesn't know his limits. Arthur's authoritative parents respect their child's needs, but believe that kids need freedom within certain limits. Arthur can freely play, but when he's done, he needs to help tidy up. He is allowed to eat ice cream, but only on Sundays. Screen time is limited to 30 minutes a day. There may be conflict, but the parents listen to what Arthur has to say and then lay down the rules. Arthur learns that some things are difficult, but his parents give him all the support he needs to get through it. He develops the strength to endure hardships and to continue following his interests and passions. In class, he bravely expresses his own opinions in an appropriate manner. During breaks, he can show his emotions and act freely. As an adult, he agrees to rules only after they have been discussed and he feels like he understands them. Neglectful parents are usually not present in their children's life. Nora often feels completely alone in the world. She experiences full freedom to do anything she wants to and has plenty of imagination, but she never receives any feedback or even attention. Nora realizes that it doesn't matter what she does because no one cares anyway. The lack of attention leads to a lack of trust in herself and others. She becomes insecurely attached, unable to form healthy relationships, and develops a negative image of herself. To stop feeling unworthy of love, she tries not to feel anything at all. In recent years, over-involved parents, who are present in every aspect of their child's life, are often referred to as the 5th style. These parents are also known as snowplows, removing obstacles out of their kids' path, or helicopter parents, who hover about and micromanage every aspect of their child's life. Since they won't let their children do anything alone, the children can't learn to overcome challenges by themselves. Research infers that these children don't like to solve difficult problems, lack perseverance, and may even procrastinate in protest when something requires a lot of effort. Since most research on parenting is based on self-reports and was done in the US and Europe, it is not clear how strongly the observed effects will hold up in controlled observational experiments or in other parts of the world. The 4 parenting styles were first introduced by psychologist Diana Baumrind. For good parenting, she advised balance of demandingness and responsiveness. Add to that the wise words of Maria Montessori to never help a child with a task at which he feels he can succeed, and parents should do pretty well. What do you think? Should parents resort to a specific style, or should they decide what's best to do in a given situation, as long as they don't neglect or abuse their child? To download this video without background music and learn more about the topic, visit sproutschools.com. For a free masterclass on attachment parenting, see the link in the description below.
Sprouts videos are published under the Creative Commons license. That means our videos are free and anyone can download, edit, and play them for personal use. And public schools, governments, and nonprofit organizations can also use them for training, online courses, or designing new curriculums. To help us stay independent and support our work, you can join our patrons and contribute. Just visit patreon.com/sprouts. Even $1 can make a difference.
All right, so we just watched 5 parenting styles and their effective on life.
Your effects on life.
Their effects on life. Can't read sometimes. So you said what?
So we know the 5 parenting styles: authoritative, permissive, authoritarian, and neglectful.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're saying there's a 5th style,
Over
over
something.
over involved.
Over involved.
I think my parents' parenting style was authoritarian, and the reason why I said that was my mom allowed me to do stuff, but it was within a certain boundary.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the example gave, I was allowed to play with my toys, but then I know I had to clean up when I was done playing with the toys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or, I was allowed to go out and hang out with my friends, but I knew in the back of my mind that, oh, when I'm out with my friends, I'm not gonna be smoking and drinking because my mom gave me her trust,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to break that trust. So I feel like her parenting style towards me was authoritarian. What do you think your parents' parenting style was?
I think I told you before the podcast started. I'm just kidding. Mine was a mixture of authoritative and neglectful.
Okay, why you say
Like
that?
like they told me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, go to sleep at such and such time.
Mm-hmm.
And which one is, I think authoritative is the same parent that like only like 30 minutes of TV time or something. Is that the same one?
No. So authoritarian is they tell you what to do, but they also like set boundaries. So that's
Uh-huh.
the 30-minute one. But the authoritative, the first one is that they just tell you what to do.
Wait, say it again. So what's the difference? Authoritative.
Tative,
Uh-huh.
they tell you what to do. Tarian,
Uh-huh.
they give you boundaries.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
So
could play,
uh-huh.
but put up your toys afterwards. You could watch TV, but only
Okay.
for half an hour.
So yeah, mine was authoritarian. That's a big
This
word.
man's struggling with the word.
and neglectful.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll tell me what to do and blah 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 blah. And hoping when they're not home
Mm-hmm.
that I would still follow their rules.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was, because they would tell me what to do, but at the same time, both was working like 12-hour shifts. So they were majority of the time they were not home, and then I would have to pick up some of the chores, clean up, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think that that parenting style that they employed was effective?
No,
Why not?
it made it made me grow. I didn't have a childhood.
Mm,
I became an adult at 12, pretty much, because they gave me rules. They told me how to manage the house, blah 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 blah, and they were away from home. So I had to like watch my siblings, take care of my siblings, do this, do that. So I became an adult at 12. So
got
yeah,
you.
I didn't have
And
a childhood.
I've heard that from other people of similar household where the parents had to go out and work these long shifts and
Mm-hmm.
leave rules behind.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids, they tend to be more mature, but then they don't have a childhood. That's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
yeah.
That's what happened with. That's the same thing with Michael Jackson.
Mm.
Yeah, he was a celebrity child since birth, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So he never had a childhood. So, but when he became an adult and he had billions of dollars, I think he's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's why he was weird, because he was buying like kitty stuff, kid stuff.
Mm.
He brought a zoo to his house. He was
Mm-hmm.
trying to bring his childhood back, and he was hanging out with kids, playing with kids.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, people saw him as a pedophile.
Mm.
You can't say it for YouTube.
Yeah.
And but he just didn't have a childhood, and he was just trying to relive his childhood. And then
Gotcha.
obviously that they messed it up with
Yeah.
that one kid that lied.
Ah, got you. Yeah.
And then there's just been, and then
Downhill from
he
there.
just died from overdose.
Yeah. I have family that um mom was gone,
Mm-hmm.
work all day, and she had to basically
I'm listening.
she had she had to basically raise her siblings and follow the rules and whatever.
Mhm.
So by the time she was 12 years old, she was driving. Isn't
Really?
that crazy? That's crazy, bro. This kid, and she wasn't like big in body. She was a short
And
12-year
she
old.
was driving the fam
She was
everywhere.
driving. Of course, not legally,
Uh-huh.
but she had to take on that responsibility from a tender age. And so she's now more mature than a lot of people,
Mhm.
but um
But no childhood.
no childhood. What do you think are like, some of the negative impacts of not having a good childhood?
Mm. You most likely probably take things too seriously, I would assume. I
Yeah.
really don't know because this is the reality that I live in. I can't tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, one thing I've seen with her is that um
They're more childish when they're an adult.
not necessarily.
Well, for me,
Okay, yeah. In your
uh
case,
huh,
you're saying yeah, but um in this person's case, um she is she takes on the world on her shoulders because she feels like
uh
she
huh.
has to get everything done herself. She doesn't
Yeah, that
She
too.
feels like if she doesn't get it done, it's not gonna get done. That's
Yep.
the one thing I've seen like from the top of my head. I can't like think of.
And the funny thing is, it's not like they're assuming. That's the reality,
Mm.
because everybody around them depending on them, and so when if they don't do it, no one else will. Like she probably like what she was the only person that drives or something.
Um, yeah. She
So if
was.
she doesn't drive them around, no one else is gonna drive them, and
Mm,
then they're gonna struggle or
yeah,
something like that.
got you. But now they're all over 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and yet still, she still feels like she has the world on her shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
how it
she
is.
she feels like if she doesn't do things a particular way,
Uh
she's
huh.
not meeting her parents' expectations. So, for example, if she doesn't go to nursing and do nursing school,
Uh huh.
then she's a failure.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't know. I was different. Once I realized, um, like for example, my parents was pressuring me for with like school and like and homework and stuff like that. When they would they would only be happy when like I gave them like for example, I would get straight A's, right? And
Mhm.
I had that one B. They focus so much on that little B. But I'm
Yeah,
like, I got 4 A's in just one class. I had one B. And I'm like,
yeah,
but you could have got an A in this class. Like, you know what? Forget it.
yeah.
And ever since then, I stopped caring.
Mm.
Oh, the grades. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
when I
four
really,
A's and a B,
yeah. So
and they focused on the B.
they focus on that one. It's not even a flaw. I can't even say it's a flaw. They focus on that one insignificant thing. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm not gonna stress my life
Uh,
for them. So I just live my own life and look now.
gotcha.
And now I'm a failure, but just.
Bro, Jamaican parents are the worst.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you bring home a 97%,
Mhm.
and they literally look at the report card and then look at you and ask, "Where's the other 3%?"
Yeah. Oh, up here,
Yeah,
there's no A plus. It's
yeah,
just A,
yeah.
right? Well, at my time, I don't know if it is now. There was no A plus, but there was A minus, right?
Mm.
I got an A. One of my class I got an A, and the other class I got an A minus. And then my mom was like, "Where's the A pluses?" I'm like, "They don't exist. Make them exist." I was like, "What?"
What?
I
Yeah,
was like,
she was serious about them grades.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I remember one time I got straight A's, 3 quarters straight. I was
uh,
in fourth grade.
mm,
Last time.
you know
That will
what?
never happen again. Why?
I came first place in fourth grade.
You came first place?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
So in Jamaica, they have a system where they rank the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you average the highest on all your exams,
Mm-hmm.
you get first place in the class.
Ah. Well,
Mm.
I was saying like I got straight A's like 75% of the year.